a lot of things to do her science experiments. So I asked her yesterday, can you make me some custom-made protractor? And she has made and she has kept it at home, and she didn't bring it. So you know, I had to make do with these things which Madhav and Vagish went and bought for me today. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do today. Okay. So what is it that I am ranting and giving you protractors? So obviously I am going to do some maths. I know that there were many people who had written in the mail saying that, you know, we are mathophobics and we don't want to do maths and all that. Let me see who are the mathophiles here. Who are the ones who love maths? Or who are the ones?
I love but may not be so good at it.
Yeah.
I don't have to follow. I love.
Okay, let me see. I just want to know. Okay. There are quite a few who are there. So those of you who have already done some maths and who know the answers of those things which I am going to ask, please don't spoil the fun for the others. I assume that my session is going to be fun for you all, okay? So please don't puncture that assumption, and please don't spoil the fun for others by, and if you know the answer of some of the questions which I am going to ask even before you came here, please be quiet. So that is one ground rule which you will follow.
And if everybody is quiet, does that follow that everybody
I'll see, depending, that is contextual, you know.
Face reading you will do.
Huh?
Face reading.
I do a lot of that, beware. Okay, so what is it that I am going to do now? I'm not going to do any major thing.
Are there mathophobics here?
Huh?
Are there mathophobics here?
There are mathophobics. I have not asked them to own up being mathophobics because I know that at the end of the session there won't be any. So I don't want to ask them. Okay, so a small bit about what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do some 7th or 8th standard math stuff which all of you would have done and which is there in your math textbook. But I'm not going to do what is there in the textbook in the way it is there. I'm going to sneak in something else. I'm going to use what is there in the math textbook and I'm going to sneak in something else through that. Okay, so this, what I intend to do through this session is to give you a taste of how to sneak in whatever it is that you want to sneak in. I'm not going to name that now. Probably at the end of the session I can have a self-evaluation by asking you what is it that you managed to learn out of this session, what is it that I have managed to sneak through. So I'm not going to say what I'm going to sneak through, you can tell me that at the end of the session. I'm going to use the vehicle of whatever it is there in some 7th standard, 8th standard maths text to do something. Okay, let me see what I can do with that. Okay, triangles. What is a triangle? All of you would know what is a triangle. What is a triangle?
If they didn't know earlier, they are allowed to you.
Okay, then I think that's this thing for me not to ask what is a triangle. So I assume that everyone knows what is a triangle.
How can you assume that? Let's find out.
Okay. Some assumptions are allowed. We'll find that out later. Some of those things we'll find out later. We have 9 days. We can't, there are a lot of things which we have to find out over this 9 days, There are people who have to investigate, there are a lot of things which we have to do, so let's not investigate everything right now. I think it's a safe assumption to make. It's a self-evident truth that everyone knows what a triangle is. Okay, so what can you tell me about the sum of the angles in a triangle? 180? 180 what? 180 degrees. Can you see that? That's
No.
big enough.
Firmer.
Harder?
Lights might help.
Something which you all know. 180 degree. You know the protractor in which Anjali made yesterday, this is the kind of protractor that she made. D shape. Mother wanted it to be a triangle, but I wanted it to be D. So Anjali made it in D shape. And she made the markings like this. If I had bought you this protractor, and if you had used this protractor to measure the angles of a triangle, what would be the sum of the measures of a triangle? Huh?
100.
100. Okay. So which of this is correct? Sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle, is it 180 or is it 100?
Two right angles.
I think you are not allowed to.
I just guessed it. I didn't know any answer.
You teach maths, right?
I don't teach anything.
You put.
I don't teach anything. Who would allow me to?
I think we should issue an order now. Okay, so is it wrong if I say that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 100 degree, or is it 180? Is it 100? How do I put it?
For the exam, if you give marks, it is correct.
Huh?
For the
For
exams,
the
it is
exam, if
100.
you are giving marks, it is okay.
How do you find out for what I will?
We have a standard limit to measure everything.
Huh?
And so 1 kg, if I can't claim that this phone is 1 kg, right?
Why can't you claim that
Because
that
there
phone
is a
is?
standard 1 kg thing which is safe somewhere.
It's because somebody has defined 1 kg in a certain way and stored a certain amount somewhere that you're calling it as 1 kg. What is wrong if you say that, if we say that this, whatever is there, whatever the weight of the phone, that is 1 kg and store that there, then people would use that as 1 kg.
So going by that, here it depends on what you define the angle as, or 1 degree as. Maybe 100, maybe 1000, it may be 180, maybe anything.
Okay, so I can measure the, I can define the unit of measurement in any way that I want, which Anjali will be doing as part of her science sessions. So as a math person, what is it that I am going to say about the sum of the angles of a triangle? The language of science lets me say that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree or 100 degree if I make that sort of a protractor, which is perfectly fine. So, but math people don't like this thing of saying it is 180 is also okay, 100 is also okay. We want definitely in these things. So can you give me
Same as that of a semicircle.
same as that of a
Semicircle
semicircle,
or
okay,
a straight line.
okay, or a straight line. Is there some other way of saying that I take that it's the same as that of a straight line? We generally talk in terms of, like, when you talk about angles, there are certain terminology which we use, like say acute angle.
Right.
So what would you say is the sum of the measure of a?
What he said.
Huh? Okay, 2 right angles. You said fine. So you say that the sum of the
Now I'm
measures
afraid
of
of saying anything.
a triangle is.
don't make a wrong.
There's also, I think, a regular duster somewhere.
But it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay, you said it's two right angles. Now what is a right angle? 90 degree.
Not wrong.
You say that 180 degree is two right angles. And what is a right angle? You give me 90 degree again in terms of measuring. So can I, in
Not
this
in
case,
measuring.
in this protractor, what would be the measure of a right angle?
50.
50. So how do you define a right angle? Huh?
1/4 part of a pizza.
1/4 of a circle, or you could say
I
that
said pizza.
if 1/4 of a circle, now somebody said it's half of a straight line or the same as that of a straight line. So in terms of a straight line, how would you define? So if you fold a line in such a way that, make a crease in such a way that if the angles formed on both sides are equal, both these angles you call that as right angles.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that understanding of what a right angle is, the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle is two right angles. You know that.
Yes.
Are you convinced?
Yeah, Rashmikant sir told me.
Acharya Rashmikant sir says this. You are convinced. How many of you are not convinced? Everyone is convinced that the sum
You
of
have
the-
to interpret the silence.
Huh?
You have to interpret the
I
silence.
have to interpret the silence. I'm not good at interpreting that. So maybe I'd like to have some answers. How many of you are convinced and
In 2 dimensions.
in two dimensions? Which means you're talking about
Circular angle.
in two dimensions
Means if it is on one plane.
Same thing.
It's on the same plane.
on the same plane. Okay, on a flat plane, you're convinced that it is so. Later on another day, if there are people who are not convinced, we'll see how to convince them later on one of in some of the other sessions. Now, what I am going to do today is to ask you further questions. Sum of the angles of a triangle you said is two right angles. What about the sum of the angles of a square? 4 right angles. What about the sum of the angles? What about the sum of the angles of a rectangle? 4 right angles. What about the sum of the angles of a parallelogram?
4 right angles.
No.
I could see that in a square, I can see that the sum of the angles in a square is 4 right
Any
angles.
quadrilateral.
Here the right angle 1, 2, 3, 4 I counted. Same way I could do for a rectangle also. But what about for a parallelogram? I don't see that it is.
360 is what?
Huh? Huh?
It is not, but some.
Sum is 360. Sum of two right angles. Listen, sum of two right
Okay,
angles.
so what is the sum of the angles
Sum of two
in a
triangles.
quadrilateral? Why don't you? I have given you protractors. Why did I give you protractors? You have to use. When Sriram gave Mysore parts, everybody ate. So if I gave protractors, you have to use them. So maybe you could draw a few quadrilaterals, parallelograms, and measure and find out what the sum of the angles in
You
a.
also give them a ruler.
You can in a group you can draw few different.
Oh, the bottom of the triangle.
Two triangles, opposite angles are equal.
Huh? You could. There are many types
Don't
of
measure.
four-sided
There are two
figures
triangles,
you can
no?
draw.
Parallelogram is two
Draw something
triangles.
like this.
Yeah.
So two triangles, no?
Draw
180, 180, 360.
Something like that.
Yeah. All angles are not equal.
Now let's go
Sum
forward.
is same.
Let's try for all. Next figure has 3 right. 3
See how many triangles.
Actually, do you want that one? The last one that you brought?
I want that.
Again, it's two triangles. 240.
5.
So 360.
540.
Now let's make
Okay.
Then it is 540. Then if you remove 180 more.
In your group, you draw a few four-sided figures or quadrilaterals and find out what the sum of the angles
What
are.
is this?
I'm asking you to measure and find out. You know what trouble Madhav and Bhagesh went through to get those protractors. Please do use them.
Up to 5.
I see that people are not interested in using protractors. Huh? No, I have given you a protractor with 180, so for now you can measure with the 180 protractor and tell me the.
Vertical measure.
Without actually drawing.
See, you just draw one line. If it is a trapezium,
So what? Because people are not using protractors, I'm going to be a typical school teacher now and I'm going to make things more difficult for you. Okay, you told me that it is 4 right angles. I assume that all of you have come to the... Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make a table here. Here you have number of sides of polygon. Here you have sum of angles. Okay, with 3 you have 2 right angles. With 4 you are telling me that it is 4 right angles. You didn't measure. You told me that it is 4 right angles. Fine, I take it. Now tell me what is the sum of the measures of the angles in a pentagon.
6 right angles.
Did you measure this? This is not a 5-sided one. It's a 4-sided one. You get 380. 380. Okay.
Now next one.
Here is somebody who says that they drew a figure like this and got the sum of the measures of the angles as 380.
No.
So what do you have to? Do you have anything to tell him?
We will have to teach him how to measure. Or how to use the protractor.
How to measure without using the protractor?
You have to
I
give typical
measured and I
answers.
got it to
Only
be
from
some
your side.
You have to give your typical.
363. I did one yesterday and I got it to be 363.
Yeah, because your lines were too thick.
There was some error in my measurement. When I make a measurement with a measuring instrument, there is a possibility of some error, to which you would, if you had measured, you would have seen that you would have ended up with some, maybe a margin of plus or minus 5. So in science, when you make a measurement, you do have the possibility of errors. Okay, so now put it as 4 right angles. For 5-sided and 6-sided polygons, what would be the sum of the angles? 5 and 6. For 5-sided and 6-sided polygons, please do use a protractor and measure. measure.
What was the answer? 5?
Huh?
5-sided? What was the answer?
5-sided? I haven't got the answer. Someone said, yeah. How did that someone find out?
I have a question. To say it is 4 right angles from the protractor, they have to get exactly 360, right?
Yeah.
Did anybody get exactly 360?
We got 380.
Yeah.
380.
Yeah. So there is a slight problem here. What's written there is not what people got.
Are we supposed to use the formula?
Huh? No formula. I don't know any formula to use. Somebody, this 4 right angles, who gave me 4 right angles? How did you, someone from here gave me how you got 4 right angles? How did you say that this is 4 right angles? She drew a quadrilateral and draw the diagonal, 2 triangles. I know that this is 2 right angles and this is 2 right angles. That's where I got the 4 right angles from. So 5.
10 minus 4, 6. 12 minus 4.
What again?
4-sided.
Said we got it at 360. You said it's not possible. I didn't know which way that
You did not get 360, so what did you get?
I just did it like this.
Can you tell me, can you add up and tell me what you got?
6.
And my scale. So, if we put 7,
I got 356.
Huh? There's somebody who measured
it's
and
also
got
come
it as
246.
356.
But this was very good. So, establishing our correlation. That was very good stuff. So, we are, it's a teamwork. We found out the formula.
I'm thinking we have 2 scales in our right.
So with 5 sides,
N is the number of sides. 2n minus 4
5
is the
sides.
number of right angles.
So with we with this base with the scale we got 360.
you got 360. For 4, yeah. For 4, somebody has
360 and 360.
told me to draw the diagonal
Even
here.
if I put just
2n minus 3.
Sita, she drew the diagonal
The number of sides.
and she said triangle, 2 right angles and 2 right angles and 4 right angles. Now tell me what will be the sum of the angles in a pentagon. What did you get?
6 right angles.
6 right angles. Okay, I am writing it down there. 6 right angles. What about for a hexagon? 8 right angles. 8. How? Did you measure it? Did you measured?
We did like this.
You did like that. Okay. Okay. So 6.
8.
People. Okay, I'll come to that. What was your this thing? 6. They told me that it is 8 right angles. Why did you say that it is 8 right angles? Do you agree with that 8 right angles?
Now just assuming if you draw again a diagonal and just measure it.
You can divide it into 4 like
I
this.
divide it into 4.
4 triangles.
I can divide it into 4 triangles.
2 quadrilaterals. So 4 and 4, 8.
Okay, so if I have a
Yeah.
hexagon,
Two
I can
quadrilaterals.
divide
Yeah.
it into 2 quadrilaterals and
This one
4
was
and 4, 8 right angles. Okay, so is there a pattern in the number of sides and in the sum of the angles? What I want you to arrive at is, if I tell you that I have a 1000-sided polygon, can you tell me what the sum of the angles in that would be?
1990. Yeah, 1996.
1996.
Go on your computer.
Right angle.
1900 what?
1996
96.
right angles. I will write. John says that 1000-sided polygon. 1996.
Right angles.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
What?
Everybody here is convinced? In a 1000-sided polygon. In a 1000-sided polygon, he says that.
Protective.
Every side, two
Huh?
It's a digital protractor. It gives answers
It
immediately.
can't be 8 because you are drawing a line in between. Then you are counting the right
So now,
angle. If you don't draw that line,
the 1000 sides.
it won't be 8. You are
What difference?
It's an expression.
so what is, you are not dividing it into
I will not divide. If I don't divide, what difference does it make? If I have this sort of a figure,
N side.
I would add these angles. If I draw the line, I split this angle into two. I split this into two. So the sum of my angles will be this plus this part plus this part, which here you have written with a quadrilateral, it is 4 right angles.
Or this will match.
And I will do this plus this plus this plus this again another 4 right angles, and therefore I have 8 right angles. So now, John, can you convince me that in a 1000-sided polygon, it is 1996? I am not convinced.
I'm very bad at using the protractor.
So am I.
So I found it easier to establish a pattern, which we all four have done. So first we wrote that like for 3 how many it is, for 4 how many it is, for 5 how many it is. And we try to make a formula based on that.
Okay, so I have written here for 3 it is 2 right angles. For 4 it is 4 right angles. Okay, for 3 it is 2 right angles. So I want to make a connection. And this thing is increasing by 2. I see that.
So 2n minus 4 we got.
So for 3 it is 2 right angles. So for 1000, for 3 it is 0 plus 2. I am looking upon that 2 as 0 plus 2. So for 1000 it is 3 less, it is 997 plus 2 tells me that for 1000 it is 999 right angles.
But what you arrived at doesn't happen for the 4 sides.
Okay, so see what I don't hear anything from the other groups. I think there are some groups who are lost. So let's get all the groups together. This is what I said. I can do face reading. No, so my face reading is things are telling me that. So what is it? What is it? Can some other group tell me how do I find out the sum of the angles of a 1000-sided polygon? That group? N plus 2 is equal to. Sorry, n plus 2. What is n? 2n? N is number of sides. N is number of sides. Okay. Minus 2 into 2. Double S. You are saying that number of sides minus 2 and double S.
This is same. That is 2n minus 4.
In n-sided polygon. You say that the sum of is n minus 2 into 2, whole into 2, into 2, this is right hand. This right hand. I am not convinced.
Number of sides 5, minus 2, 3, 4, 8, 6 right hand.
Okay? We can check.
That is same
Okay.
what we give.
Please, when somebody is answering, it would be good if you can all, focus on what is it that they are saying. Yeah. So, Snigdha says that if I put in 3 here, it works. If I put in 4 here, it works. If I put in 6 here, it works. Put in 8 here, it works. So, it works for everything. That's what you're saying. Yes. Right? So, has she proved that the sum of the angles in a n-sided polygon is 2n minus 4 right answer? How many of you are convinced by that argument? You are? Okay. What about the rest? What if for the value sum that, what if it is not true? You tried out 10 values, you tried out 100 values, it worked, I agree. But I am not convinced that for some other 1,235,000 the same thing will work. So why are you not convinced?
She's asking you,
I am.
why should it work or something? Is that? Yeah. She's asking if it does work for 8 times, why can't it work for 1,000 times is the question she's asking.
Okay, I will.
How many sides?
It may not work.
May not work. I am not happy with that sort of a situation.
So why don't you straight away tell what will make you happy?
First tell us the criteria of your happiness.
Whatever happens.
What makes you happy? Tell us.
Tell us what makes you happy at this size. What we'll do that.
In such cases, making the size become very small.
Madhav, I want that n square
I thought she's
plus
waiting for
n
makes
plus
sense.
41
Huh?
is prime.
Is it?
Yes, 41
Yeah,
is
yeah,
prime.
yeah.
Yes, 41 is prime.
Yeah.
Actually,
Is prime?
41
Yes,
is prime.
Okay.
41 is prime.
So is it n square plus 2n or n square plus n?
2n.
2n.
2n. Huh?
No.
A square plus 2ab plus c square.
but
It'll be n, right?
It can be n
put
also.
it
You
in
don't
one.
have that number.
A square plus 2ab.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
n
it
square
works.
plus n plus 41
41.
is prime.
41 only.
Expression is correct?
I'm not sure. But something simpler is 11 multiples of 11.
Yeah.
So you 11
Okay,
multiplied by
okay,
1,
okay.
11 multiplied by 2,
Okay.
it works.
11 multiplied by 1 is 11. Multiplied by 2 is 22. Multiplied by 3 is. Multiplied by 9 is 99. So,
Whatever number.
can you extend that to. Huh? It doesn't work. So, why should I believe that this will work?
No, what does not work then?
What if I,
Into 10 is 190.
if I what is the thing which is coming out from here? If I multiply 11 by 3, the product is 3 repeated 2 times. So, if I multiply 11 by 10, it is 10 written twice. Does it work?
Right, it's 110.
It works for the first 9, but it fails here. So, there are certain, in science,
Doing a more empirical.
one of the examples which more often uses is, can you prove that human beings have got only one heart? You would have seen this in some of your reading material. You examine, say, 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever it is, number of people. You find that all of them have got only one heart. And on the basis of that, you conclude that human beings have got only one heart. So you're using the scientific method of proving that, which means you are taking a large enough sample, you're observing something in the sample, and based on that, you are extending the conclusion to the population. So that method of proof works in science. We do that. But in maths, we don't accept that as proof. Because there may be some number somewhere for which this doesn't work. So how are we going to prove this mathematically?
Then those are exceptions. Examples are the exceptions. You create with them, just like she did earlier. See for which numbers it does not work.
Plus 8 minus 4.
Yeah, in this case the same
I think it is not like that. It's going to work for everything.
That's right. No, she was trying to
For
prove,
now,
so we can prove no that way. She tries for 10
you have made a
sided,
statement
20
that
sided.
But just because you did
in an n-sided polygon, the sum of the angles is 2 and minus 2 right angles, but you have not proved it.
Plus the length of 7 minus 2.
You proved it using scientific this thing. In maths, till such time you prove that it's not a theorem. What you have there is a conjecture. Look, you generated a set of you generated data, and based on this you saw a pattern and you stated that pattern. So that's a conjecture. Now you gave me a scientific proof for that, but in math that sort of a proof is not accepted. So how would you prove mathematically that the sum of the angles in a polygon is?
Yeah, I also contest that that is a scientific proof. Because there is no database evidence.
Based on this pattern, there is some kind of a...
But that doesn't go all the way beyond the single digit one, right? So you can't really have a scientific proof there. I would contest that there is not even a scientific proof.
Do it up to
Okay,
50.
do for say 99 or 100 or whatever, draw, measure and see if it works.
So it's physically difficult to do that. Therefore it cannot be called scientific.
Let's say that people have done it and seen that that is indeed true.
If that's an assumption you're making, then it is scientific.
Yeah. So now how do we prove it mathematically that some of you had the clue to it. I saw this sort of people drawing
So the number of triangles.
that is a 7-sided polygon.
Even then it's a conjecture.
Yes. I saw people drawing these kind of
Yes.
I saw people drawing these kind of images. Now can you prove to me mathematically that the sum of the angles in an n-sided polygon, you're saying that? So you have a polygon with n sides.
From one end.
And
it is easy for a child to
and what was your this thing?
Okay, I've got this like that.
Come on.
Put a pentagon.
What should I do? This I will call n. Okay, here somebody is attempting to prove this mathematically. Okay, so she says that I have a polygon with n sides, and what is it that I am doing?
Minus
Number of triangles, how am I creating the triangles? You can't say that in an n-sided polygon there are n minus 2 triangles. They don't come with those triangles. So what is it that I am doing? If I want, I can divide it into, say I draw this. Now, this is not n minus 2 triangles. Let's, you have,
I have one thing. For the first triangle, you're using 3 vertices, and for all the remaining, you're using only 1 vertex.
okay. How many?
And so the number of vertices are the same.
Here you said she said that
For the
if
first triangle, you're using three.
I am connecting one of the vertices to
all the
am I connecting it to all? Am I connecting it to all vertices? No. I am connecting it to, let me say, all possible vertices. This is already connected here. This is also already connected here. So I am connecting one vertex to all possible vertices. So what am I doing? I am creating triangles by connecting
one vertex with the rest of them.
one vertex
With all the all possible.
Other vertex.
So you say that I get n minus 2 triangles. Somebody here says that if I do this, that is, if I am given 1 and 2, she claims that the polygon is divided into n minus 2 triangles. But I don't see that it will always be divided into n minus 2 triangles. You say that I will draw all possible lines, but I am not convinced that the polygon will be divided into n minus 2 triangles. It could be n minus 3 in some cases, it could be n minus 1 in some cases. So can you prove this to me that it will always be n minus 2? Huh? It's just an argument, you just argue your case. I'm not asking for conjectures, I'm not asking for theorems, nor am I. You just convince me that what you're saying is true.
Polygon has to be two sides to complete the polygon has 4. It has to be n minus 2.
Does that convince you?
What's
Why
your
it says that there are n vertices. Now 2 of these happen to be the sides, and therefore there are n minus 2. I'll write that here. N vertices for a polygon. I am doing this. I am repeating 2. That means because I am lazy to write, I am just writing repeat 2. What I mean here is I am creating triangles by connecting one vertex to all possible vertices. He says 2 of those are sides, and therefore you have n minus 2 triangles. Is that clear enough? Are you able to, given this and this, are you able to come to this conclusion? I am not able to come to that conclusion based on those. Yeah.
So for the first triangle, we are employing 3 vertices, and every succeeding triangle we are employing only one vertex. So if the number
For the
of
first triangle, you are using
3 vertices.
3 vertices of the polygon.
Yeah. And every succeeding we are using only one vertex.
Every succeeding thing you are using only one vertex.
One new one.
One
New one.
new vertex.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is that if the number of sides of a polygon is equal to the number of vertices, the number of triangles will be n minus 2. Because we are for the first one we have used 3.
Okay. First one you have used 3, which means you have
Use 3
n
vertices.
minus 3 left. When I have all n vertices free, I don't have any triangle. Okay, I take out 3, now I have n minus 3 vertices and I have one triangle. Now I take one more, I get one more here and it goes on, and therefore you say that you end up with n minus 2 triangles.
Yeah.
Does that argument convince everyone? Not convinced. So can you give a better argument?
So is it clear why it's not? Is it clear why it is not a good argument? It might work up to 1000 but not beyond 1000.
Yeah.
How do we
Yeah. You're using the same kind of thing which we did here. There is some kind of a pattern which you see, and you're extending that pattern and based on that you're coming to the conclusion that it will work for everything. So again you're using a scientific proof. We are looking for a mathematical proof.
What if there is a polygon which
for which
from one vertex you cannot divide it into triangles?
So it's some sort of concave.
Yeah. This kind, something.
For the moment, let us stick to convex polygons.
Yeah, but that's a good thing to try out later.
Yeah.
So let's say instead of vertex, we have sides. Okay. So there's one side and we need two sides to create a triangle. So for every triangle we create, we need two more sides. Yeah. So when we add two sides, we add 180 degree or two right angles.
Is that clear?
Two sides thing I got, but
the same with the vertex and side.
Okay, let's see. How, I have an n-sided polygon. Okay, I have taken 7 here. I am choosing one vertex. How many possible vertices can I connect this thing to?
that is what he said.
What?
The remaining
All possible. So how many are they? Count.
It depends on the number of.
It depends on the number. If you have an n-sided thing, which are those vertices to which you cannot draw such a line?
Which side?
Only two. Only two. You can't draw to this. You can't draw to this.
And to itself.
And to itself. So how many vertices are being ruled out?
Three.
Three vertices are being ruled out. So how many of those lines can you draw?
-3.
5. If you are on an n-sided polygon,
n-3.
how many of those lines can you draw? n-3. Okay, now if I have a region like this, and if I draw one line, into how many regions does it divide? If I draw 2, into how many regions does it divide? So if I have if from a vertex, we now said that we could draw, this is ruled out, this is ruled out, and this is ruled out. So you can draw n-3 lines which will divide that space into n-3 plus 1, which is n-2 regions. Therefore you have n-2. So now are you convinced? So when I put this and this, when I put these two premises, I don't see how you came to this conclusion. Okay, so this to me needs further proof. So what I will do, given creating triangles by connecting one vertex to all possible distance. So from any given vertex, n-3, I will call that as dividing lines, can be drawn. That's clear?
Yes.
Huh? So I'll number that 3. Is there anyone who is not convinced of that?
So we are assuming that in a polygon, every vertex is going to have exactly 2 adjacent vertices.
We are saying that every vertex has got exactly 2 adjacent vertices. That seems pretty obvious in a convex polygon, which is fine. You will accept that. So, and removing those 2 vertices and itself, you can draw n-3 dividing lines. Now, n-3 dividing lines divide the polygon into n-2 triangles. That's clear?
How do we do that? That's again based on observation.
There is a difference in the you can question that. You can question that. In these cases, there is a proof which we can come up with. In this case, it's self-evident. If you draw one line, it gets divided into two.
Yeah, so
There are certain things which...
You could say that if there are 1,000 lines, and maybe at some point it might get into 5.
Is there anyone here who feels that if I draw 1,000 lines, it might get divided into 2,000, non-intersecting these things?
That's a question worth asking. So you're saying that, so when you're breaking up something into, with various lines, how many regions are divided into?
Until the eye can see, maybe it's 2 regions.
Yeah.
But as you go along, something may happen.
Yeah, something may happen and something else.
Okay, let me do it this way. I draw a line, divides it into 2. This is clear. This is clear. There are no questions about this, right? Now, if I draw an additional line, that has to be either in this region or in this region. Whichever region I draw that line in, that is split into 2, which means that for every additional line that I draw, one additional region is created. Therefore,
No, therefore. After it becomes n, I don't know. When you keep it within perceivable limits, it's alright.
The claim that I am making is, if I draw one line in one region, it is divided into 2. That is clear? Now, the second line which I draw, if I have, suppose, so I will have, say I have divided this into some n regions, right? Now, when I draw one more line, you are not sure that there is only one line, one more region which is created. Is that the problem? Now, that extra line which I am going to draw, it has to be in this or in this or in this or in one of those regions, definitely.
Yes.
Because that's the
If we go by
procedure.
that logic, even these
Yeah, even this also or this also should be
same. It sounds.
This all the 3 logic way of thinking.
This logic and this logic sounds the same to me.
There is a point.
There's a difference in this.
There is a difference.
Because, see, what we are saying is you divided it into n regions and now you're adding an additional line. Now when you're adding the additional line, the procedure we're using to add in a new line means that you have to add it in one of the existing regions.
And
right?
it should not intersect.
It can't, by definition
By
of our
definition,
procedure,
yeah.
that can't intersect with any of the others. So it's breaking one of the existing regions into 2 and is doing nothing else to the other regions. So every additional line will break an existing region into 2. And then you can work backwards and get it.
So you
So
just
doesn't that happen here also when you're dividing, joining the next?
where you are saying that, see, you can say that you keep adding 2 here. I am able to see that.
But why?
But why?
There is a pattern happening, so you keep adding 2, but that does not give me 2n minus 2. For 1000, I can go on writing this and I can come to 1996. That's fine. But adding on in that way does not give me the expression 2n minus 2 in that case. Okay, so not convinced?
No, I'm not clear what you're trying to say. This is a generalization that we came up with based on the numbers.
How did you come to this? How did you come to this? How did you come to this?
That's based on the pattern of numbers.
You saw a pattern of numbers which was working for 10 or 100 things and you extended that. Whereas here I am not saying that if I have 99 lines, I will get 100 regions. If I have 100 regions, I will get 101 lines. That's not the basis on which I am concluding that if there are n minus 3 regions, n minus 3 lines, I will have n minus 2 regions. That's not my basis. My basis is that if I place an additional line, one of the regions is going to be divided into 2 and therefore one additional region is created and therefore, fine, you are able to see the difference between the two. Okay, so now just a little this thing about what is happening here. Okay, we are stating some things and you are asking me ki, why should I believe this, right? When initially when I started out, you said that there will be n minus 2 triangles. So I asked you, why should I believe this, right? Now when I make a statement, you are asking me, why should I believe this? This is what we wanted to this thing. Like whenever you have a statement, the question should come, why should I believe this? So you should be able to give an answer till such time, till you reach a stage where you reach the axioms and postulates. Okay, that is for a different thing. Okay, from any given vertex, so n minus 3 lines divide the polygon into n minus 2 triangles. I will call this as 4. And we know that sum of the angles of a triangle
of every single triangle that is drawn.
We haven't proved that. You can ask me, why should I believe that?
Or we can say that if it measures 180 degrees, it's a triangle.
We could say that also, but for the moment.
But then a three-sided figure is not necessarily a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's not a triangle.
Yeah. Yeah, it isn't.
Yeah.
So basically, here's the other thing, that only if it measures 180 degrees will we call it a triangle. Because by our own admission, the ones which we made were not actually adding up to 180.
So how do I know whether this is a triangle or not? If I use that as my definition.
It is definitely not a triangle. By looking at it, I can tell.
Okay, I didn't draw it.
So what I'm saying is that if we have the reverse.
I've got my pen. I've got my pen. Okay, so if I draw it like that,
So
still
what
I
I'm
won't
saying,
be able to say
so
whether it is a triangle
so
or not.
I'm saying it's the other way around. If it measures 180 degrees and it's a three-sided figure, then you call it a triangle.
You can, but let's pick that. Pick that.
Yeah, let's pick that later.
Okay.
So now for sum of angles of triangles is 2 right angles. This for now we are taking it for granted. We will ask, why should I believe this in a later this thing. So I'll call that as 5. Now from these two, that I create n minus 2 triangles, and the sum of the angles in a triangle is 2 right angles. I get that for a polygon, angle sum is 2n minus 4 right angles. Now I am convinced with this. So there are 2 different ways of proof which we used. One was, what did we do? We started out with triangle angle sum is 2 right angles, quadrilateral it is 4, 5 sided polygon is 6. So there was a pattern there. From this we came up with a conjecture that in an n-sided polygon it's 2n minus 2 things, 2n minus 2 right angles. Now this 2n minus 2, when you state this, your basis was you have a number of data points, you have a sample of polygons from which you came to a conclusion, and you generalized it to the population. Okay, and you made a statement that in a n-sided polygon, whatever. So this will constitute the scientific proof of the result. But there is always a possibility that some polygon might crop up for which does not obey that rule. So if you have to be totally convinced about that, you have to prove it mathematically. In this, look at the way this proof is written. You have a statement. Now if this and this is true, there is no way in which this can be false. See, if you say that if I do this and if I do this, where do I have? Okay, I create this from any. Now if I have one this thing here. If I have n minus 2, if I get n minus 2 triangles, and if sum of angles of triangle is 2 right angles, there is no way in which the angle sum of a polygon can be anything other than 2n minus 4 right angles. So in this, there are no loopholes. I don't have the doubt that somewhere along some polygon will come which does not obey that particular property. So this is the difference between the scientific proof and mathematical proof. And one other aspect which I want to draw your attention to is the way we wrote the proof.
But
And the way we kind of questioned each step.
But then we have assumed three things here, no?
What
One,
have
it is
we-
a convex polygon.
we have assumed
Lines
that
are not intersecting, and some of triangle angles of triangle.
Those are not the first two things. Convex polygon